Comparison is keeping you stuck. And in this episode, I'm going to teach you how to double down on what actually works so that you can get positioned well, have a clear message, and get in front of the right people. Welcome to the Brand Bridge, the podcast that's all about branding, entrepreneurship, faith, mindset, all the things that you need to build a compromise-free brand. My name is Melissa, and today I'm going to be talking about comparison, and I'm going to be talking about doubling down on what you should actually be doing in order to be positioned in front of the right people, the right clients, the right opportunities, all of that great stuff. It comes from one place and one place alone, and we're going to talk about it. So I work with clients who want help with their messaging, want help being positioned well, want to know what they say in their marketing. And all of them have a very strong purpose. They're passionate. They feel like they have a strong calling on their life to do what they feel called to do. And they have a story, they have experience. And because of all of those things, sometimes it makes it hard to actually know what should I be saying in my marketing? Like, how should I be showing up online so that I can reach the right people? And this is very common. A lot of my clients come to me and they feel stuck or they just don't know what to say. And that's where I come in to see what you don't see, to pull out the pieces that are important so that you know what to say. You come off and you appear and you show up confidently with what you have on your heart. Personal branding isn't about what you do. You're going to hear all kinds of conflicting things online about you have to say this and you have to, tie it into your offer and all of these things. But that's not what a personal brand is for. A personal brand is for you to show yourself what you believe, what you value, what your mission is, where you're going, so that other people who are aligned to that, who want to support you, who want to work with you, and who feel confident in the approach that you have and the way that you're showing up and the things that you're doing. This is what a personal brand is for. It's your heart. And a lot of us think about the external impact. That's what we're concentrating on. That's what we want to focus on. What is the external impact that I'm here to make? But the key really is to find out what is the internal alignment that you have inside. There's something inside of you that is internal that needs to be aligned so that your business can be the external expression of what's happening internally. And we get caught up in so many things. And I understand there's a place where we have to market well, where we have to sell, where we, have to show up in different places, but we don't ever have to do anything that's out of alignment for what we feel called to do and how we feel called to do it. And that's where the struggle is. We see YouTube videos, we see ads, we see content that's always telling you, do it this way, do it that way. I did it this way and I did it that way. And that's great. And it works. I can't tell you that an ad that you see where someone's selling their program or someone's selling their offer doesn't work, because it does. All strategies work. All strategies work. This is the surprise that is maybe people don't understand or people don't know. All strategies work. I can't tell you one strategy that you won't work, that you won't use and it won't work. But this is the key. There's a specific strategy for you that will work for you. So yes, all strategies work. All these ads that you're seeing, yes, they work. These clients aren't fake clients. These aren't fake results. But the question is it aligned to you and your approach? Is it aligned to what's happening internally inside of you? Is it aligned to having that manifest externally with this particular way, framework, approach, or what have you? It's so important that and this is why comparison blocks us, is because we're taking our eyes off of what we should be looking at, and we look over here, we look over there, and we're looking at people, even, the big creators who are in our niche, who are doing big things. We're looking at them and we're saying, oh, I want to be like this, or I want to say it like them. And this is taking away from what you actually carry, because they're carrying that thing and they double down on it. And that's why they're a success. They're not a success because they saw some other creator or some other coach or consultant or founder doing something and said, you know what? I want to do it too. I'm going to do it like that. I'm just going to copy them. Having said that, I know that um, Seth Godin, he kind of is a proponent of see what people are doing and copy them. I've heard him say that before, but I don't think that that is true. I don't think that that actually works, because what worked for them doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you in the same way. And that's why it's important for you to know what is aligned to you. What is the approach that you want to use, and how you want to show up? What do you have the capacity for? What do you have the energy for? What do you want to say yes and no to? It's really important that you understand that, because that is the success of your business. It rides 100% on that. It rides 100% on the decisions that you make, and that's it. And nothing else. I did an episode recently where I was talking about that business is 80% mindset and 20% everything else. And that is true. Because if you don't have the right thinking, which means if you're not aligned to what you're doing, then it's not gonna work. So when you are working with an expert, a coach, you want to hire someone to take over your marketing, you want to help with whatever, your life, your relationship, whatever it is, you have to make sure that that person that you're working with has an approach that is aligned to how you like to do things, has an approach, has a way of thinking, has a perspective of that's aligned to you, that makes sense to you, that you can get on board with, that you can say, oh yes, she sees me, he sees me, he gets me, she gets me, whatever it is. It's really important that you do that. And because it's important that you do that to find the experts that you want to work with, it's also important for you as a coach, as a consultant, as a business owner to do the same. You need to do the same, because how are you going to know if the clients that are for you can find you if you don't show up with that thing that you've been called to do, and that thing that you're carrying? If you don't say it in your way, then how are they going to find you? They're going to be looking for you. They're going to see your page. Oh, she sounds like that other coach, that other big coach. Oh, like, I'm not really down with her approach or what she's saying. You have to just be willing to get and hear no. You have to be willing that people are going to unfollow you. You have to be willing that you're not everyone's cup of tea. And that's okay, because there's other people who are assigned to those people. All your no's belong to other people. And maybe they're a no, maybe they are for you, but maybe they're a no because you're not showing up authentically. You're not showing up as yourself, because you're looking at what everybody else is doing and trying to do that. So this episode is really about that. And this episode is really about that. When you stop comparing, because when you stop comparing, you stop overthinking, you stop looking and trying to try everything and do everything and say yes to everybody. You stop being a people pleaser. You stop trying to do all the things and get all the things. So what do you have to double down on? How do you position yourself? You said, Mel, at the beginning, at the top of this episode, you said you're going to show me what to double down on. And you're going to show me how to position myself. Well, here we go. Here is what it is. What you have to double down on is exactly just what I said. You have to double down on what it is that you want to do, what it is you feel called to do, what it is and how you feel called to say it, and how you feel called to show up, and to use the strengths that you have while you're building other ones. So one of the things that I help my clients with is video, showing up on video, getting comfortable and doing all these things, all these beautiful things. However, sometimes our heart's not prepared, or our mind's not prepared, or something's not prepared enough to want to show up. And there's things that you can do to make yourself more comfortable on video, but sometimes you're just not ready to take that step. So what do you do? What do you do when you're like, I know this could be good for me, but I'm just not ready? You have to play on your strengths. If you're really strong at audio, then do some content where you're doing voiceovers. If you're really good at writing, start writing articles, start writing blogs, start doing longer form content like that. Start Substack, do something where you can really have this strong skill that you have shine. You have to double down on what you are already good at while you're building another skill, while you're building on top of that. There's a book called Atomic Habits, and in it, he talks about habit stacking. So habit stacking means that you start with one thing. You don't change everything, right? This is like A/B testing in sales. You don't change everything. You change one thing and you see how that is working. And you don't just change it once. You just don't do it one time. You have to do it over an extended period of time so you can see, okay, is it working? Is it building traction? Is it not? And you go from there. If you change too many things at the same time, then it's going to be all confused. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel aligned and you're not going to get good feedback or good data, because you're not going to know which one of the things that I change was a thing that is not working. And it's going to make you think, oh, like nothing's working. Have you ever thought that to yourself? Oh, nothing's working. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying this, and nothing's working. Well, maybe it's because you changed too many things at one time instead of changing one thing at a time. Always, 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 always do the thing that works, whatever that is. If doing carousels works for you, do carousels. If doing video works for you, do videos. Always do the thing that works most of the time, and then test other things and see how they work and see how you feel about them. Because it's true that you might want to have a blog on your website, but it could be that you're not a good writer, and that's okay. You don't have to do it just because everyone's telling you to do it and it's good for this and it's good for that. You have to do what works for you, your skill, the thing that you're really good at, and then add something else one at a time. That's going to be really important for you. So double down on who you are. Double down on who you are and how you like to show up while you are adding and building on these other skills that will just have you be exposed to the right people in a different way. So the next thing is, how do you position yourself well? Another thing that I help my clients with Positioning is all about how are you uniquely placed in the marketing place. And while I'm here, I want to break down something for you because I see there's a lot of confusion about these three words. These are three words that I've been hearing people use lately, and there's some confusion around them. So I want to break them down right now. So, message, messaging, and positioning. So, these are three words that people often get confused and not sure what they mean or what they are or why I need them. Some people do, but most people don't. Even some marketers kind of misuse these words as well. So, message. I'm going to do what I do best and keep it really stripped back and simple. Your message is simply the transformation that you've gone through that now you want to help other people with. It's your mission. It's saying, this is where I'm going. Who wants to come with me? That's what your message is. It's, this is where I'm going. Who's coming? This is the transformation. This is the eureka, the aha moment that I've had. And I need to tell you this. And who wants to come with me? So that's the thing that's going to bring the right people into your ecosystem, into your community. Messaging now is the language that you use to talk to these people. This is the words that you use in your marketing, in your content, in every touch point that the people who are following you now, the people who like the message, this is the language. And then positioning is, how are you uniquely placed in the marketplace? Okay, so message is the transformation, and this is where I'm going. Who's coming with me? Messaging is the language that you're using with your ideal clients, the people that you were talking to in your message. And positioning is, how are you uniquely placed in the marketplace, in your industry, in your niche? That's it. And it often gets confused. So I'll give you an example. I'll use me. My message is, who you are is more important than what you do, because I want you to live with heart, lead with purpose, and do both compromise free. My whole message is about knowing that your identity shapes where you're going and how you do things. And it's your identity, it's who you are, that is the important piece, because everyone is a strategist, everyone's a life coach, and everyone's a marketer, but nobody is you. So that's why it's important, because those things that you've been through, the situations, the experiences, the circumstances that you've been through, this is all shaping how and why you do what you do. So messaging now is the words that I'm using. So the clients that I work with and I love to work with are passionate. They feel like they have a specific purpose and calling. They tend to feel stuck. They tend to be overthinking how they're showing up and the words that they're using and what they're saying in their marketing and all of these things. So that's part of my messaging. My messaging is the words that I'm using so that my ideal clients can understand that I'm talking to you. Hey, you that feels stuck, you that doesn't know what you're supposed to be saying and doing in your marketing, who have so many nuances that you don't know which part of what you're supposed to say you're supposed to share. That is part of messaging and the positioning. And so how I am uniquely positioned in the marketplace is that I use identity and mindset work to find where the cracks are in your foundation so that you can fix them, so that your foundation is strong, your roots are strong, so that when you go to say what you have to say, you're going to say it with boldness, you're going to say it with conviction, and you're going to show up with who as who you are and who you've been created to be. That's how I am uniquely positioned. So let's recap. What should you be doubling down on? Well, you should be doubling down on you. You should be doubling down on what it is that you have on your heart to do. What do you have the capacity to do, the energy to do? What do you feel excited about doing? And having the clarity to know, who is this for? Who is this thing that you're carrying? Who is it for? You should be taking time on figuring out, because when it comes to your message, where you're going and what you believe in the transformation that you're bringing, your messaging, the language now that you're going to use to the right people, and your positioning, how you're being uniquely positioned in the marketplace and uniquely set, that all comes down to who you are and who you're here to help. If you don't get these two things right, then your messaging, your message, your content, everything is always going to feel hard, and it's always going to feel heavy, and you're always going to feel like you have to change all the time what you're saying. You're going to feel bored for what you're saying, even though you have to say your message all the time, and you have to use the right messaging all the time for you to yield the results that you want. And a lot of people don't do this. A lot of people have cracks in their foundation, and that's what I help do. I help fill in the cracks that are in your foundation, which is who you are, who you're here to help, and how you're here to help them. If that's not 100% clear, or if it's clear, you kind of know in some ways. I hear people say, well, I know who my ideal client is. How well do you know them? And I want to challenge you and ask you this question too. Is your ideal client the old version of you? Is he your ideal client? Are you the person that you wished you had when you were going through and struggling before your transformation happened? Are you showing up as that person? Do you remember what you were struggling with? Do you remember how you were feeling? Those are the things that you should be talking about in your content, in your marketing, the language of your audience, the language of your ideal clients and the people that you want to reach. Not what you want to say, but what do they need to know and what do they need to hear so that they can make the decision to work with you and make it and know that it is the right thing. I want to see in the comments from you one of these three things. What is your message? What words are you using in your messaging for who your ideal clients are? And or how are you uniquely positioned in your niche? So thanks again for joining. Thanks for listening. Thanks for participating in this community that we have here. And like I always say, I hope that you live with heart, lead with purpose, and do both compromise free. Until next time, bye. This is actually a shirt from a marketing agency that I used to work for, and I just love the color, and it's very comfy. So here we go, promoting another another brand. Okay, here we go.